possible?
Take them. There is a prophecy that 2 sons of Adam and 2 daughters of Eve will appear to defeat the White Witch and put an end to this 100-year winter.
I think you've made a mistake. We're not heroes.
There's no mistake. Aslan is on the move.
Aslan, we need your help.
I know, but understand, the future of Narnia rests on your courage.
If it's a war Aslan wants, it's a war he shall get.
They come in numbers far greater than our own.
Numbers do not win a battle.
No, but I bet they help.
Okay guys, after watching the trailer, I think you can guess what will I talking about this movie. Okay, before, honorable to Dr. Nany Soengkono SS M.Pd as a lecturer from this course and all my friends. Let me introduce myself. My name is Maimanu Ramasa. I'm from TBE 3A class. Will present my movie review under title The Chronicles of Narnia, The Lion, The Witch, and the Wardrobe. Okay, before we start, let me look the table of content from this PPT. The first is the background. The second is synopsis. The third is the characters. The fourth is favorite scene, my favorite scene. The fifth is strength and weakness from this movie. The sixth is moral value and the conclusion. Okay, the first we will talking about the background. Is Narnia movie is the fantasy world of Narnia created by C.S. Lewis in his children's book series. So Narnia is a movie adaptation of the novel that has 7 series of the stories, and Narnia is the first story of the series. It was shot in New Zealand, set in Poland, Czech Republic, and England. Okay, the next is synopsis. We will talking about the synopsis. The synopsis in this movie is Lucy and her sibling are put into a dormitory by her mother when World War II, and in the dormitory, while playing, Lucy found a magic wardrobe that will take her and her sibling to Narnia, and their adventures begin. The next is the characters. We have 9 characters. The first is from Pevensive sibling. The first is Peter Pevensive. He is so responsible and decisive. Okay, Peter is the eldest brother who is responsible for guarding and protecting his sibling. He will also be the leader against the White Witch. He will be the leader when his army and White Witch army fight. Okay, the next is Susan Pevensive. She is so rational, logical, and skeptical. So Susan is the second oldest sibling. She tends to be careful when doing things. She is like a mother who will always remember her sibling. Okay, the third sibling is Edmund Pevensive, self-centered and impressionable. In this movie, he was pursued by the seduction of the White Witch and chose to betray his brothers and sisters. But in the end, he realized and returned with his brother and sister. Okay, the last of Pevensive sibling is Lucy Pevensive. He is so innocent and kind. Lucy has a good and pure heart. She was the first to find the magic wardrobe. Okay, the next is Aslan. He is so thoughtful and kind. Aslan, we have the Lion King in this movie. He is the Aslan. So he is a symbol of kindness, sacrifice, and hope. He is the one who helps the Pevensive sibling fight for Narnia from the White Witch. Okay, the next is the White Witch. She is so cruel and manipulative. She is the one who keeps Narnia in the winter without Christmas, and she wants to have the power of Narnia. She is the antagonist one. So the next is Mr. Tumnus. Mr. Tumnus is so kind. I like this character. Mr. Tumnus is Lucy's first friend in Narnia. He always protects Lucy from the White Witch. He's so kind with Pevensive sibling. I like Mr. Tumnus. Okay, the next is Mr. and Miss Beaver. They're so loyal. Mr. and Miss, they help the Pevensive sister get to Aslan. The next is Professor Kirkle. He is so thoughtful. The professor was a wise man there and also the only person who believed Lucy at the time about the magic wardrobe. Okay, the next is favorite scene. My favorite scene is Lucy and Susan try to research Aslan, who was on the stone table. On the other hand, Peter began to fight with White Witch, and unfortunately, Edmund was stabbed by the White Witch staff. And after that, Aslan arrived to help Peter fight the White Witch. The next is we will talking about strength and weakness from this movie. Okay, the first strength is strong source material. It means based on the author, the film retains the heart of the story, which resonates deeply with both children and adults. Okay, the next is stunning visual effect. The visual effect in this movie is so good, I think. There's the magical world of Narnia is brought to life with breathtaking CGI, from the talking animals to the fantastic landscape and battle sequence. Okay, the next is family-friendly themes. This movie talking about family and friendly loyalty, forgiveness, and redemption make it a wholesome story with moral lesson for viewers of all age. Okay, the last is well-executed action sequence. The climax battle from this movie is both thrilling and visual dynamic. It's so good. I like when we talk about my favorite scene when White Witch and Peter Army fight. This is the strength of this movie. So the weakness is heavy-handed symbols. So the next is limited text for supporting characters, and the last is making issues. So the first, it's mean the Christian allegories, while central to the source material, might feel overt or distract to some viewers. The second, it's mean characters like Mr. Tumnus, the Beaver, and even the White Witch could have benefited from more screen time to explore the backgrounds and motivation. The last, it's mean the film occasionally suffers from uneven pacing, with some scenes dragging and others feeling rushed in the middle. The next is moral value. We have 6 moral value from this movie. The first is courage and bravery, sacrifice and redemption, forgiveness and compassion, leadership and responsibility, importance of family and unity, and last, respect for nature and harmony. Okay, the first is courage and bravery. It's talking about the prevention sibling. We learn to face the fears and rise to the challenge of getting everything. The next is sacrifice and redemption. It's talking about Aslan willing sacrifice to save Edmund, symbolizes the ultimate act of love, of selflessness, showing that redemption is possible for everyone. The first moral value is courage and bravery. It's talk about prevention sibling. We learn to face our fears and rise to the challenge of battling evil. So next is sacrifice and redemption. This is talking about Aslan, who will sacrifice to save Edmund. And the next is forgiveness and compassion. This for Edmund, the emphasizing the importance of compassion and second chance. The next is leadership and responsibility. So we learn to take responsibility for we action. So the next is importance of family and unity. Learn to rely on each other and work together, underscoring the strength that comes from family blood. The next is respect for nature and harmony. Narnia transformation from eternal winter to flowery spring symbolizes that harmony that comes from respecting nature and good leadership. Okay, the next is the conclusion. The conclusion is the power of forgiveness and redemption, and the importance of courage, unity, and responsibility, and discernible love, hope, and sacrifice. Okay, I think that enough from me, from my presentation about Narnia, the Chronicles of Narnia, the Lion, White Witch, and the Word. I think yes. Is there any mistake from my word, I say sorry, and the last I say was wrong.